Hello everyone and welcome to Dead by Daylight's PTB Portrait of a Murder. As you can see, the background has changed. We got a eerie yellowish glow for the new chapter. And let's jump right in. First we check out the survivor. Ah, there he is. Jonah Vasquez. He is level 30 teachable, overcome. You've calculated how much energy you can risk to expend. When you are injured, you retain the movement speed bonus for 2 seconds longer. So you have a 5-second burst of speed when you get hit by this killer. Or at least when you get put from the healthy state to the injured state. Overcome causes the exhausted status effect for 40 seconds. Okay, so new exhaustion perk. Probably going to be way up there in line with Dead Hard and Sprint Burst. And this is going to make the whole W meta even better for survivors. I can't wait. Level 35 teachable. Corrective action. You quickly analyze problems and correct others' work when they make a mistake. You start the trial with 3 tokens and gain a token up to a maximum of 5 for every great skill check. When a survivor fails a skill check while cooperating with you, 1 token is consumed and their failed skill check turns into a good skill check? Okay. I don't know, I guess just to babysit bad players who can't land skill checks. Or, if you happen to be playing with a TTV nerd, then if the killer has Hunter's Lullaby, this perk will save their ass a lot. Level 40 teachable. Boon Exponential. When it seems like your number is up, you consider ways to recalculate the odds. Press and hold the active ability button near a dull or hex totem to bless it and create a boon totem. Soft chimes ring out in a 24-meter range. All survivors within the boon totem's range recovers 100% faster and can completely recover from the dying state. You can only bless 1 totem at a time. All equipped boon perks are active on your boon totem. So a Unbreakable on steroids to combine with the other 2 boons, the Shadow Step and Circle of Healing. Oh boy. Isn't this gonna be a fun perk? Oh, they've also added page numbers to your overlay so you can find things faster, but we've still been asking them for a little search bar so we can find perks quicker and faster so that we don't have to search for them. This is not what we asked for. Oh well. On to the killer. There she is, the artist. Jesus Christ, why is her neck so long? Why is it so unsettling? Got black eyes. Ink spilling over everywhere. Alright. Level 30 teachable. Grim Embrace. Your act of servitude to the entity has not gone unnoticed. Each time a survivor is hooked for the first time, you gain a token. Upon reaching 4 tokens, Grim Embrace activates. The entity blocks all generators for 30 seconds, and the Obsession's aura is revealed to you for 4 seconds. Okay, so a perk you only get use out of once in a game, and you have to hook each survivor once in order to activate it. More of a niche perk in my opinion. Level 35 teachable, Scourge Hook Pain Residence. Overwhelming pain reverberates outwards into chaos. At the start of the trial, up to 4 random hooks are changed into Scourge hooks. You see their auras in white. Anytime a survivor is hooked on a Scourge hook, the generator with the most progress explodes, instantly losing 15% progress and will start to regress. Survivors repairing the generator will scream, revealing their location. So more regression for killers to use. But combining this with a Scourge hook, so you have to hook them on a specific hook, meaning you have to go out of your way sometimes. So, a stronger, what's the rename perk? Jolt?
Yeah.
But on triggering on hook states. Or hooking a survivor, not states. And the level 40 Teachable, Hex Pentamento. You reveal the true power of the totems hidden within their remains. You see the aura of destroyed totems. You can perform a ritual on destroyed totems to resurrect it as a rekindled totem. The more rekindled totems that exist, the greater their effects. One rekindled totem reduces the survivor's repair speed by 30%. That's pretty big. Like, that's actually huge. That's basically 3 survivors working on a generator reduces their efficiency by 15% each, so 3 survivors only inputs 0.7 charges a second, but this will make it so that you input 0.7 charges by yourself a second, further reducing the efficiency of other survivors on the generator with you. So yeah, this will be an automatic reduction on you working on generators, which is even bigger slowdown. So the first effect seems like probably one of its better effects. 2 Rekindled Totems. Reduces survivors' healing speed by 30%. Not too great now that Circle of Healing's a thing. 3 Rekindled Totems. Reduce survivors' recovery speed from the down by 30%. 4 Rekindled Totems reduces survivors' exit gate opening speed by 30%, and 5 Rekindled Totems. All totems are blocked by the entity. When a Rekindled Totem is removed, the remains are consumed by the entity. So, once you rekindle a totem and it gets broken again, it's just gone forever. Don't know if survivors can turn the rekindled totems into boons, but I doubt it based on the wording of the last part, since once they're removed, they're gone forever. But this perk is reliant on survivors breaking totems, which, with the new boon perks that are out, survivors are a little reluctant to do so. And even with the possibility of running perks like Thrill of the Hunt, which drastically increase the time it takes to bless a totem to make it a boon, I still think survivors will put in the effort to create their boon totems with it, especially if they're not being chased or pressured by the killer. I don't know, all these perks seem very situational, not really the greatest. And then we look at the killer's power. Birds of Torment. From a wellspring of eternal agony comes a swarm of darkness, a wild and ferocious murder of ink black crows. Press and hold the power button to charge Birds of Torment. Once fully charged, tap the attack button to summon a dire crow. You can repeat the action quickly by continuously holding down the power button and tapping the action button again. When at least one dire crow is summoned, it stays idle for a limited time. Spawning a new dire crow will extend the time the previously spawned dire crow stays idle. Tap the ability button to propel the dire crows into flight. Dire crows can inflict damage for a short distance when flying. This is indicated by the killer by dire crow's flight path. Once a dire crow continues past the flight path, it will no longer inflict damage, but can now pass through any obstacles and reveal survivors' auras using Killer Instinct. In this phase, dire crows will create a swarm around survivors they hit, allowing the killer to see the swarm's aura on the survivor. Survivor can repel the swarm by completing the repel action or entering a locker. During this time, the swarm's aura is not shown to the killer. A survivor being swarmed will receive damage if hit by a second dire crow. Okay, so this sounds like another zoning killer. You lay down a crow's flight path towards windows or doors or pallets, and whether the crows pass through an object or are close enough to deal damage to the survivors, if you force the survivor into this path and launch the crow at them, they will take damage, and if the survivor is afflicted by this swarm of crows, you can launch a set of crows at a survivor who's going to vault a window through a wall and still deal damage to them. So, yeah, this is indefinitely another zoning killer. Okay, let's go through the add-ons. Starting with the ultra rares. Garden of Rot. A nude self-portrait in which Carmina depicts a rotting darkness growing outwards from within. I guess that's her real name. When a survivor affected by dire crows completes the repel action, they are afflicted with the exposed status effect for 4 seconds. Okay. Iridescent Feather. The artist gains the undetectable status effect when Birds of Torment is in cooldown and she holds no dire crows. Decreases the maximum capacity of dire crows by 1. The very rare add-ons. Ink Egg. Increases the maximum capacity of dire crows by 1. Decreases the time dire crows stay idle before disintegrating by 4 seconds. Matthias Baby Shoes. Survivors within 5 meters of an idle dire crow have their auras revealed for 3 seconds. Severed Hands. Any survivors near the survivor being swarmed by dire crows will also be swarmed. Okay, area of effect, I guess. And Severed Tongue. Okay. Decreases the length of time the artist's movement slows when dire crows take flight by 0.5 seconds. So I'm assuming these add-ons have something to do with, like, her circumstance, like severed hands and severed tongue. Does she not have her own tongue? Maybe that's why she makes those sounds.
Yeah.
Creepy. The rare add-ons. Charcoal Stick. The dire crow's aura is no longer visible when in flight. The dire crow's aura is visible for 0.5 seconds when summoned. Okay. Alright. Darkest Ink. When dire crows swarm a survivor, it afflicts them with the blindness status effect. The effect persists for 15 seconds after dire crows are repelled from the survivor. Oh Grief, Oh Lover. When dire crows swarm a survivor, it afflicts them with the exhausted status effect. Silver Bell. When dire crows swarm a survivor, it afflicts them with the oblivious status effect. And Thorny Nest. Survivors damaged by a dire crow are afflicted with the hemorrhaging and mangled status effect.
Yeah.
The uncommon add-ons. Automatic Drawing decreases Birds of Torment cooldown time by 1.5 seconds after a dire crow disintegrates from inactivity. Festering Carrion decreases Birds of Torment's cooldown time by 0.5 seconds after a dire crow takes flight. Still Life Crow increases the time dire crows stay idle before disintegrating by 4 seconds. Okay, this can probably be good for, like, setting up in large loops to force survivors into the path of a crow. And Untitled Agony. When dire crows swarm a survivor, it afflicts them with a hindered status effect for 1.5 seconds, so they move a little bit slower. And I think this may be like the same percentage base of like Freddy's Dream Pools or the Clown's Gas, where it's a 15% slow, I think. And last, the Velvet Fabric. When a survivor attempts to repel a dire crow swarm, the swarm's aura remains visible for an additional 1.5 seconds. The common add-ons, Charcoal Corn, or Choclo Corn, never heard of that word, increases the time dire crows stay idle for before disintegrating by 2 seconds. Oil Paints increases the dire crow's killer instinct detection range by 1.5 meters. Thick Tar increases the time for survivors to repel dire crows by 0.5 seconds. And Vibrant Obituary increases the length of time a dire crow's killer instinct reveals survivors by 1.5 seconds. Okay, well, I'm gonna sink a lot of points into her and see what I can do with her. First game on Dead Dog. That was a weird animation. Okay, it takes a while for you to actually summon. Someone ran into them. Okay, so if you ran into them, it also inflicts. Okay, so survivors can run into them and it afflicts them with the status. I doubt it goes upstairs or anything. Oh, that hit her. Awesome. Oh. She triggered the... Yeah, that's not gonna hit. Okay, I haven't been able to land any of these crows so far. Man, every part of this bitch is amputated. Oh, she didn't stay up here. Now you're gonna make me drop down and pick you up if I can. So you're only allowed to use 3 crows. And I'm trying to find opportunities to use it well. I don't even know if they stayed here. Yeah, they were still here. Shit. Okay, you have to like aim it really far ahead. Yeah, you can kind of force cheeky little hits there. They're gonna do this. I hear you. Yeah, I really got to learn how to aim these birds better. Not trying to get rid of the birds, so I don't think that hit her. I gotta kill charges. That can get a little annoying. Hi. Yeah, someone's gonna run up and drop the pallet on my face. Or not. And you know what? I completely forgot to equip the mooring. Yeah, this Mega's just running away from all the loops. That's probably the best counter to this. Like, this Meg has kind of figured out something that counters this killer is that when you're placing down the crows to like set up a hit, you can easily avoid it. I missed that really bad. But I want to get Downs with this power. You got a dead hard? No. But yeah, it seems though to set up your crows around a loop forces you to dedicate time to setting them up, which the survivor can use to run to another loop or just simply run away. Yeah, it takes a considerable amount of time to launch them once you set them. Yeah, I only got the killer instinct off that. Boom, there we go. Successful use of the power. Yeah, just the one thing to get in mind is that it takes a considerable amount of time to set up the power. Once you use it, it's on a considerable cooldown. Yeah, so you can't set up crows on the survivor and then injure them and then keep getting them to run. Yeah, and once again, it doesn't help too well for levels, multi-range levels. Like, she's taking full advantage of this awful building's layout. Wow, she can remove him faster than I can. She can remove him faster than I can set up a second strike. Oh, guess she's dead. And there's the generator that's powered. Oh, and Adrenaline's invincibility frames. That's wonderful. That was a bit too early, David. looks like the hitbox for the crows is very somewhat small and specific, like not as small as Deathslinger's spear, but there are, however, cheeky things you can do like that. Dead hard. And let me guess, you also got Decisive Strike. Yep. Yep. Well, the crows seem to go on for quite a distance. I should have figured that. Dead hard. Can I not hold it for that long? Wait, where'd she go? I didn't see any scratch marks from her. Generators done. Oh, that just barely connected. Got a little wide. And that's how you trap loops with her. Come on. Oh, space. Okay, maybe you don't have Dead Heart either. Oh, there's someone behind me. Okay, I got to move forward a little bit. I'm pretty sure I was out of the range of the stun. Oh, if she runs into it, she only gets, if she runs into it, she only gets inflicted by the, swarm thing. She doesn't get damaged. Someone created a boon. Yeah, I don't know why I still swung at that. I thought I could launch it while he's in the alt animation. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Yo, just stick at the fucking gamer house. Good fucking grief. Like, it's a fucking PTB. Do we need to be, like, going flashlight saves and all this shit? Oh, she makes a screech when she drops. Oh, come on. You're not even in my field of view, for fuck's sakes. You're not even in my field of view, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, all these... Okay, this fucking bitch is just gonna keep running to the main building. Fucking annoying flash on saber. Just, it's the fucking PTB. Just piss fucking right off with it. Jesus fuck. Like, try hard bullshit. Fuck you. Yeah, you didn't see that, did you? Right in the open, right here. Get fucked. That's pretty neat. Okay, this boot is really annoying. Just listening to it. Oh, if I have a crow and I can't summon more? Congratulations. Are these other two just gonna play immersive now that it's just them? They're not gonna be doing any of the generators. I mean, I have a 3-gen strat here, so... Oh, he didn't run upstairs. God damn it. What now, you guys just give up? I don't know where this Nia is. She doesn't seem to be doing jack shit. She's not touching any of the generators. I thought that would hit her. off about survivors like them. They're all like, oh, let me do my clicky flashlight, let me do my flashlight saves, and all this other bullshit. Let me have my fun by abusing the killer, and then you can have your way at the end. Like, fuck off with this bullshit. Oh, wonderful. Larry's. I don't want to play this map. Such a... Okay, you drop down. See if I can head you off this way. Yeah, you pretty much have to abandon loops when you're being chased by this killer. Didn't mean to create that. Let's just create this. And they spawned right on top of my ruin too. And since I don't know where anyone else is, I'm just gonna go pursue this. Oh, I'm sorry, guy. You just jumped in the way. Well, not... Well, somewhat you did. I will gladly go after someone new. Oh. Oh wow, that adds a pretty wide area of effect. Gotcha. That's pretty abusable with barbecue. I don't know why I swung. Oh, I missed. crap, there goes that, over... What is it, overcompensating? No, fuck, I forgot its name already. Oh wow, that didn't hit anybody? That didn't hit her on the generator? She must have moved right away. And you are on death hook, so I can moor you as soon as I down you. I have yet to see this Michaela Reed player. You just trapped yourself. And this Terror Radius music is pretty loud. Need more than that to block me from getting this hook. Oh, I was here in the Zarina. Yeah. If I don't hit you with the crows, I block you in here. No, where's it? Okay, good. There's doorways over here. Jesus Christ, that was scary a little bit. I heard Meg over here. Yep. Oh, that's not Meg, that's the Michaela. That's the alternate skin for Michaela. Are you just gonna keep running this loop over? Okay. Holy shit. What was that? 2 generators done right away? Back to back? Oh, and I can't even Mori her. Did I even bring a Mori? Shit. Okay, so they do have a limited range. No, sir. Back into the clinic we go. To get worried. gonna leave now. Yep. Well, the new map. Oh, seems to be like some kind of desert. Ooh. Bunch of ink blotches rising up from the ground. I'll take that. Are these a bunch of, what are they called? Those, mausoleum buildings where coffins are kept in? Are you gonna ignore me? Yeah, she's gonna ignore me. Shot. Ooh. Gained so much distance with this. Yeah, I forgot that takes a while for it to actually summon it. I could have just kept going straight for the pallet. Yeah, I could have gone straight for the pallet because I forgot that she still has to wait a considerable amount of time before she can actually launch it. And by then I was probably behind a wall, and at worst I would have crows summoned on me. So, yeah. Either let's take a more look around here. So that rock is just floating there. In the main building. You know, the start of this killer's terror radius just sounds a lot like the Twins. Inside the middle of the nest. Oh, she's got a portrait here that she's painting. Okay, this is not a vault down location. Can I vault anywhere here? I don't think I can. Doesn't seem like I could have vaulted down there anywhere. It's so dark inside this building. Wouldn't it be so creepy if these statues actually looked at you too, like a new Yamoka? guess this is the this map's version of the Killer Shack. Okay, that door's open. What about this one? Okay, she's opening it. No, here's a breakable wall and window. Oh, here's where the other basement location is. And another breakable wall there. And a bunch of crows just endlessly flying in the main temple building. And this is one of those portraits that the Twitter leaks had. And here's a blank canvas. Well, time to leave. And there's the Survivor gameplay, boring as ever. So my final thoughts on The Artist is another potentially heavy zoning killer. Since the crows only do damage at a short range on the offset, the time it takes for her to set up her power to hit a survivor at a loop, for example, laying down a crow so that it can launch at a survivor through a pallet before they drop it. By the time it takes for her to set that up, if the survivor's not in her line of sight, they could potentially sneak off to another loop, creating a bigger distance between the killer and the survivor for you to chase down. However, if the survivor chooses to stay at the loop, they are potentially screwed, because you lay down one crow to launch at them if they vault a pallet, you set up another crow to launch at them if they take the window, and it's basically I'm just going to chase you down until you take one of these paths and get hit by the crows. Although I'm sure when the survivor is affected by the swarm of crows, I think it takes 4 or 5 seconds for them to remove the crows, and I'm not sure if survivors can power generators or heal other survivors or themselves while affected by the swarm. But as you saw in the one game that I had on Coal Tower, I was able to snipe someone who was affected by a swarm from across the map. So she has the potential with perks like barbecue and chili to hit survivors with a set of crows so that she can set up another hit. But if you're relying on afflicting a survivor with a swarm of crows and then summoning a secondary crows to hit the survivor who's affected from the first hit of swarm of crows, it seems though by the time you're able to set up that kind of shot, the survivors are already able to remove the crows. Because charging the power, summoning the crow, and then the time it takes for you to actually launch the crow is quite a significant amount of time. As you saw in another one of my games that I played, I summoned a crow and I M1'd a survivor, and then I tried to launch another crow at them while they were affected by the swarm, and they were able to remove the swarm of crows before getting hit by my secondary swarm of crows. So, I don't know. I mean, she's another zoning killer. Like, all you have to do is line up your shots, um, set up a shot at a loop where the survivor would feel safest so that they can't take that path unless they want to get hit, and then just continue to chase them, and it'll force them into a down. I don't know. I don't know how to place this killer. Much like with any other killer, we have to wait and see if how people play her, how well people learn her power. I don't know. She's definitely fun, but that's also because she's new. As for her perks, her level 30 Teachable, I think is pretty useless. I mean, to block the generators for 30 seconds once you've hooked all 4 survivors at least once, I don't know. I mean, there are some games where survivors are either so immersed or just sit at the main building or whichever loop is ridiculously strong for them, and this could potentially cause problems. It's a niche perk at best. The Scourge Hook Pain, another regression perk that triggers when you throw a survivor on a Scourge Hook. The fact that the hooks are chosen at random and could cause problems, again, forcing you to go a little more out of your way just to cause a small regression on a generator. But killers like Freddy's and maybe some Blights will probably make use of this, but although Blights already use Undying Ruin Tinkerer, so I don't know if they'll make room for this in their builds. Or for the Toxic playstyle. But who knows? Another niche perk. And then Hex Pentimento. In a time when survivors are more likely to be running boon perks and they will bless totems with their boons, I don't see this perk being good. I mean, the first effect, Rekindled 1 totem, reduces survivors' repair speed by 30%. That's probably its most useful effect because that's probably as much as you're ever going to have as 1 Rekindled totem. Because survivors are likely to bless totems than they are to destroy them. Unless, even with the idea combo that I've seen of Thrill of the Hunt with Ruin, you could pair it with Undying if you want. I still don't think that'll make this perk good. I don't even see anybody getting the full effect of this perk ever. As for the survivors perks, they all seem, well, one seems better than the rest. The Overcome, another exhaustion perk that extends the burst of speed you get from being injured by an extra 2 seconds. So once again, this just solidifies the whole W meta for survivors to create as much distance between killers as possible. The corrective action just seems like it's to babysit other survivors who can't perform as well on generators, even though it's the easiest thing in the game. And boom, exponential. An unbreakable on steroids as long as you're in the boon totem's area of effect, whereas the other 2 boon totems, Shadow Step, which hides your scratch marks and your aura from the killer, as well as Circle of Healing, which allows you to self-care and increases your healing speed by 100%. 4 survivors running 3 boon totems, creating 4 massive areas of safety for survivors, or even 2 survivors running all the boon perks, and they set it up in an area where generators are completed, so the killer has no reason to go in that area, meaning they have no reason to snuff out these boon totems. I don't know, I just see behavior making more ridiculous boon perks, but by itself, Exponential is kind of worthless because if the killer doesn't slug, then the perk has absolutely no use. This only becomes useful if you force the killer to want to slug by creating enough opportunity for the killer to slug in order to further their goal of winning. Such as, for example, in the end game when you're powering the gates. Either way, a pretty interesting chapter. The killer's quite interesting, and the power is a little fun, and it will take some getting used to learn. But in the meantime, we will see what changes will be made from the PTB to live when this comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks. And that's all I'm going to do. I haven't been feeling well today, so I'm going to go lay down. Goodbye.